Why you should not lose weight. I was thinking of what to name this video, and I was thinking of saying something along the lines of why you should lose weight. And then I thought, why should we not lose weight? And right now, the world is full of people telling us nonstop to lose weight. It almost seems like our body is a crime, and just existing as an obese person or an overweight person is a crime in today's world, a social crime where the way you pay for your crime is through social alienation or through fat phobia or just different ways. Like the fitness industry keeps telling us you need to lose weight, skinny is back in, and all of that. So it's not unreasonable or unexpected that there's a revolt, against losing weight and people just wanting to celebrate their body or their existence for what it is. I completely understand that as an obese woman of about 350 pounds. However, I could not think of one reason why an obese person or an overweight person should not lose weight. I think that if you're obese or you're overweight, you should try to lose weight. Not for anyone, not for society that puts all that pressure on you, not for a loved one, not for haters, not for anyone, but for yourself. You should lose weight. You should take care of yourself. And losing weight is a part of taking care of yourself if you're obese. In my case, morbidly obese. So, in my last and first video for this channel, I talked about my 350 pounds obese life and how sad I was, and I talked about my diagnosis with breast cancer, and my battle trying to fight the cancer and all the treatments I was going through and all of that. As sad as it is, I kind of blame myself. I know that there are people that are not obese that do have cancer. There's people that are skinny that have cancer. So it's not just obesity that brings on cancer. But I know that obesity is a comorbidity for so many diseases, including breast cancer. I know that obesity is a comorbidity for heart disease, for diabetes, for so many diseases. And just that fact alone is one of the reasons if you're obese or you're overweight, you should lose weight for yourself, for your health, for your family, for your future, not for anyone else, just for yourself. When I was younger, my dad would tell me that I should watch what I ate and that when I grew older, the consequences of the way I was eating would catch up with me. And I didn't take him seriously because he was like in his 40s, going in his 50s. And I was just like in my 20s. I was at 18 going on my 20s. So I was like, I had no care in the world and I was skinny then. But my weight was starting to come on, and that's when he told me that. And he had all these diseases. He was fighting heart disease and so many other diseases, high blood pressure and all of that. And my mom was battling diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And my grandmother had died from type 2 diabetes. And it's insane. You know, the amount of diseases that had killed, like, a lot of my family members, including my dad, who finally succumbed to heart disease. So when he warned me then, I was a kid, a teenager, and I was skinny and I didn't think anything of it, but the weight was starting to come on then, and that was why he warned me to, like, just be careful of what I ate and to take care of myself. But I never took that seriously. And this is decades worth of not taking care of myself and not doing the right thing until recently. I only started taking care of myself and trying to lose the weight in 2021. And I think that if you don't take care of yourself, no one will. No one else will. No matter how much people care about you and want to take care of you and want to do things for you, they cannot care about you more than you care about yourself. And even if they do, it will be almost futile because you have to do the work and you have to save yourself. And like I said, my grandmom died at the age of 60, and my dad died at the age of 60. My dad died of heart disease, and my grandmom died of type 2 diabetes. And it's insane. And you just have to take care of yourself. You just have to. A lot of people say, well, I'm obese, but I don't have any diseases. I'm obese, but I am healthy. I'm obese, but I have perfect health. I can do anything a skinny person can. I'm obese, but there's always a but. But the thing is that to all of that, it's kind of like a yet. Yes, you're obese and you're healthy. You're obese and you don't have any diseases yet. Because if you keep going on that path of overconsumption of food, of binge eating, of not taking care of yourself, of not eating any fiber, of not just going for a walk, of not taking care of your heart, of not taking care of anything concerning your health, what happens concerning your health, what happens is that it builds up. And even though you're healthy now, and even though you can run a marathon now, it's all a yet. If it keeps progressing, there would come a time where those things would come for you and you cannot run anymore away from them. And it's best right now to just take care of yourself. Go for a walk every day. Even if it's a 5-10 minute walk, if that's all you can do, start there. That's what I did. In 2021, I bought a scale for the first time, and because I was having issues moving in my apartment, I was living alone, and I'd always been big, like from when I was a teenager. I kept on putting on weight, so every year my weight just kept creeping up, creeping up, creeping up. But it was a slow progression through the years. But from 2018 to 2021, the weight doubled. It just kept coming and coming and coming. And at that time during the pandemic, I was working from home. I never left my apartment. I ordered in my groceries. I ordered in food deliveries. I, I never had any reason to leave my apartment, and I would work from home. And when I finally started having mobility issues and just feeling not great, I bought a scale, and when I stepped on it, I was 375 pounds, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. Oh my God, I'm in trouble. I was panicking, and because I'd never in my life embarked on a weight loss journey. I tried to starve myself and do a lot of crash diets in the past, but I'd never actually wanted to lose a lot of weight and try to figure it out for the first time. I had no nutrition education. I did not know anything about nutrition. I didn't have enough education to take care of myself when it came to food. And so I just Googled, I was like, how to lose weight. And what do I do? Where do I start? And I discovered intermittent fasting, and I discovered walking, And those were the only two tools I used. I started doing OMAD immediately, which is crazy. But in my past, I had fasted. And so I was like, okay, fasting, I can do that. And I just started fasting. I would just work all day and break my fast in the evening at 6 p.m. and I would have my dinner. And throughout the day, during my lunch break and any breaks I had at work, I used it to walk. And each day I would walk 10,000 steps. But that was not where it began. It began when my sister came to visit me, and I could not walk with her back to our hotel that was like 5 minutes away. I was like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. I couldn't walk a 5 minute walk. And I was like, I have to do something. So when I started, that night was 5 minutes. And the next night I did 10 minutes. And the next night I just kept building on it. And I would kind of take a screenshot and say, oh, look, I walked 1,000 steps. That was how bad it was. But I started from there. And before you knew it, I went up to 10,000 steps. And with 10,000 steps a day and eating only one meal a day, I could eat whatever I wanted, but it was just that one meal. And um, after 6 months, I had lost 5 months actually, from November to March, I believe. And that was after 5 months, I had lost 60 pounds just doing those two things. Those were the only two things I used to lose the weight. And it was just because existing was painful at that weight. Just breathing while lying down, I was breathing so hard. My heart was working overtime to keep me alive. And it was like I did not care for my existence, and I did not care for myself and my body. And I knew no one else would do that, and I just had to take care of myself. And that was the only way I knew how to. And sadly, while in the middle of that, I had gallbladder issues and I had to go for emergency surgery, and that derailed my weight loss. And through the years, I kept trying. I never gave up. I started eating even 3 meals a day, and but I started learning how to eat. I watched a ton of YouTube videos. I just researched. I kept trying to learn. I just wanted to know how I could save myself. And it was like relearning how to eat. No one ever taught me how to eat. I just ate whatever was there. I just ate whatever I grew up eating, and I just ate as much as I wanted at any time. But now I had to learn how to not eat as much. I had to learn how to eat the right things. I fell in love with vegetables, and I fell in love with fruits. And I would go to the farmers market and food co-ops and get my vegetables, and I would cook. All my meals were cooked at home. And even as a contrast, all my husband's meal will be cooked, will be ordered in or take out or whatever. And so there's that big contrast. But I cook all my meals at home, and once in a while we would go to a restaurant or something. But 95% of my meals are cooked by me every day. And but even with that, I was diagnosed with pre-diabetes, and I was able to reverse that because that was something I was really scared of. I was like, I'm not going the route of diabetes because I'd seen my mom suffer and I'd seen my grandmother suffer from both from diabetes, and I was like, I'm not going down that route. And I was like, I'm not getting it. So through fasting, luckily, I was able to reverse pre-diabetes, and even till this date, I'm no longer pre-diabetic, and I'm really grateful for that. And even though I was watching out for diabetes, cancer was already growing in my body. And as sad as it is, I'm still trying. And I was diagnosed with insulin resistance, PCOS. So what kept happening is I would lose weight and I would gain it all back. I would lose weight, I would gain it all back. Because after losing the weight, um, my hunger would become ravenous, and I would eat so much and I would negate all the hard work I've done for months to lose weight. So I would eat so many calories when I become ravenous, and I would just eat a lot. Like if I have breakfast, a good balanced breakfast, an hour later I'm hungry, and I learned from my dietitian that that's insulin resistance and PCOS, and it's a battle to lose this weight. And every 20 pounds I lose, I gain back 30 pounds. Every 10 pounds, 20 pounds I gain. And it's a mental, it messes with your mind because you're working so hard, you're cooking your food, you're eating healthy, you're walking, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. But then it's almost like your biology is fighting you. You would lose weight and then you would gain back. You would lose weight, you gain back, you lose weight, you gain back. And I will keep watching videos and trying to listen to people that have lost the weight and who know what to do and just trying to figure out. Someone saved me. I saw a dietitian for an entire year. In that year, I put on about 60 pounds. That's how crazy it was. And even though I was like daily taking pictures of my meal, every meal, and sending it to her, and even when I ate things I wasn't supposed to eat, I would still send it to her because I wanted to be as transparent as I could because I needed help. I didn't want to be dishonest. Needed help. So I would tell her everything I did right and everything I did wrong just to get help. And that still did not help me. And it's it's frustrating and demoralizing, and you're like, what's the point? Why am I doing this? And from my highest weight of 375, the lowest weight I ever saw was 248 in 2024. So I managed to lose about 120 pounds. And but that's 3 years. In 3 years I was able to lose 120 pounds, and I would see videos of people losing it in like a year, or 2 years, and I'm like, why can't that be me? But I was okay with figuring it out if it meant that eventually I would figure out a lifestyle, how to eat and how to keep going. But so far I failed. So from the lowest of 248, the next year, 2025, I gained back so much weight, and now I'm back up. So as of today, I weighed in at 329 pounds. Yes, because I'm trying again, once again. From that 350, I'm trying again to bring it back down, and I'm at 329. But it's a constant cycle, and it's a battle. And I'm not gonna say it's a battle, but I'm not gonna say that I figured it out. I obviously have not figured it out. And every day I'm scared that if I drink water, I would put on weight. And that weight would take me a month to lose. It's a battle, but it's a battle I'm fighting for myself. And if anyone's figured it out, help, and help me. But my point of this video, and I don't want it to be excessively long. I could continue and make a part 2 if it's something that people want. But the point of this video is there is no reason why you should not lose weight. There's no reason why you should use your body as an act of defiance against society. Yes, as a fat person, you experience a lot of hate and a lot of invisibility in the world. But still, it doesn't mean you should not see yourself. See yourself, love yourself, fight for yourself, and lose the weight. And if you fail, keep trying. That's what I'm going to be doing. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing and becoming a part of this channel. And I will keep sharing my stories and my journey. And I hope that you have a beautiful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.